welcome back to another episode of Talks with Dorks, your go-to geek podcast. We've got a very special episode for you today and a special guest, but before we do that, remember what I always say, because if I don't say it at the beginning, I'll probably forget. Most people listen to these podcasts and they don't subscribe already. So if you haven't, just check. Are you subscribing? Are you following? Make sure you do it. I've got a guest with me today, and it's a great story to tell you of how we met and how we ended up getting to this conversation. His name's Jon Moores. He is the owner of Gen Pro Wrestling, based over in Kent. He's known as the boss at Gen Pro. He's formerly been known as Johnny Love and Cinders. He's been a wrestler for 25 years, you said, John?
28 years.
28 years, sorry,
Yeah.
28 years, even longer than I've been around the business. And we are probably going to discover more and more about our paths crossing. But welcome to Talks with Dogs, John.
Nice to meet you, mate. Nice to speak.
So let's get started how we got this conversation. I still find it funny because it is the nerd in me. I'm a DJ, as most people know. I was DJing in Maidstone, and I just literally come back from a weekend prior in Butlins where I dressed up as Stone Cold Steve Austin, and I look towards the door and see a very tall man with a bald head similar to mine walking in wearing a Stone Cold Steve Austin t-shirt. I had to make a comment because that's me. I have to say something, and then I come running over just to show off that I dressed up as Stone Cold. And it turns out that we actually have potentially met before because we both came through a long time ago at the old original Dropkicks training school.
That's it, yeah.
Shall we start there? Let's start where you started and see where our paths cross.
So I came in, it must be around 2004, which was my first move to Kent. When were you there?
I started, I believe it was either 2002 or three, definitely before
Okay,
2004, because by 2004 I was doing the camps and stuff.
cool.
So I was there, the original, like, so it was pretty much the original class. Shah, um, Terry, Greg, Martin, all the original. Ashley Reed, obviously, was one of my best friends. All
Yeah.
the original guys were there. So I take it, did you come through around the same time as Marty?
Yeah, so mine was sort of well, I came in from Hammerlock originally, so this was sort of like my second innings to the business, if you like. So Flying Scotsman were there with me. We had Barbell Bateman, Danny Beckwith, who else?
Brad, Heartbreaker.
Yeah, Brad was there, Martin, Lucy Claydon. Who else? We got Laser Lagden. Stefan Hard was my tag partner. So Hard Love was our tag team, which was a lot of fun. Yeah, loads and loads of guys. More than I could remember, to be honest with you.
Again, the Flying Scotsman. Again, we started around the same time. Because Gary and Stephen, we went to school together. We
Yeah,
we all went to school together. There was us two, us three, and Ashley Reed. We all at the same school, all into wrestling. So I think it was me. Yeah, I found drop kicks. Wasn't going to tell anyone else because they'd been to Hammerlock a couple of times. So I
mm,
wanted to get myself like in there and doing a few lessons before I told anybody else that I'd found a school. But did one lesson, got back to school, and was like, "Boys, I found a new wrestling school. It's in Purfleet. It's not far. Let's go." And we all went, started going, and then the rest is history. The
yeah,
uh, the original is Tony Scarlo. What a gentleman! Like,
yeah.
I
Lovely
keep
guy.
trying to arrange a reunion with him, and bless his heart, I love that man to bits.
Yeah,
He knew how to make you work and make you decide whether you're actually going to do this wrestling with his drills. That was sure.
yeah. No, absolutely. Tony, I think it wasn't around much when I was there. It was more John Ritchie, Frank Reimer. They were sort of more the,
Yeah.
the era when I was in. But yeah, it was just bonkers. It's the whole business is crazy. I mean, when I first started with Hammerlock, that was '97, and that was me, 16 years old, again fresh out of school, left school, got myself a full-time job, and that was like me on the train down to Kent every week. I was living up in Felixstowe in Suffolk, with me mum and my brother, and me and my brother would jump on a train every Sunday, sort of 5 hours each way, and then 5 hours training in the middle. And it was very much
Wow.
a full-time thing. By the time I came to Dropkicks, I'd stepped away from business a bit in 2000. Um, and then 2003, I moved down to Kent with my now ex-wife, um, and it was very much I want to get back to it. I want to get back into the business, but I didn't want to go back to where I'd already been or be around the people I've been around before. So it was very much, I'm not a computer guy at all, even in the early days of the internet. But then I heard about drop kicks, and it was like, well, that's Purfleet. I'm in Maidstone, it's 30 minutes up the road, which is much better than a 5 hour train journey. And I drove at that
Yeah.
point as well. So it was like, okay, we'll give this a go. But around that time as well, being new to the area, newly married, it was sort of like, I'll do what I can, but my level of commitment to it wasn't what others were. It was kind of like I'd had my dream as a kid to be like the full time WWE dream, all that kind of stuff. At this point, it was just like, I just want to wrestle. I just want to do a few shows, train as much as I can, but I know that I couldn't commit to it the way that I'd wanted to when I was 16, 17. So it was good.
And the thing is, like you say, like you doing your 5 hour journeys and that, at that time, schools were lit so limited. There was like,
Mm.
if I remember, there was like one up north in like Manchester, there was Hammerlock, and then there was drop kicks that came out of nowhere, and then there was these now schools are second to none. Everyone's got a training school, like everyone's got a podcast.
Yeah,
Everyone can be a trainer. And I hate to say it, I've seen people that one year, like last year, they were just starting. This year they're opening schools
yeah,
or
yeah.
running
There's
shows, and it's like
such a low
it's
entry bar, isn't it?
it's like everything now, isn't it? Because everyone's got the internet, they can figure things out easily. They
Mm,
think that it's easy to do that and easy to run shows and put on training. And I remember going to a training session once, long, long time ago, and so seeing there was kids there and there was a trainer and stuff like that. And I remember this trainer was teaching 9-year-old kids how to neck bridge. And I was like, do you know what? I think I'm going to pack my bag and go home because I,
yeah.
I just can't be a part of this. I cannot. No, 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 no. There's
It's
no,
it's
they're too
as
young to be doing that kind of stuff. You
yeah.
got to keep it back. If you're letting 9-year-olds in, you got to keep it very basic. You cannot be teaching them how to neck bridge when their necks are not even properly
No.
formed.
I mean, it's one of the things where, back 20, 25, 30 years ago, the understanding of how the human body works was so different from what it is now, and times
Yeah,
moved on, and you can understand like the time-honored traditions. This is how we do things. This is, we're going to teach you the old school way, but there's got to be sort of new school technology and new school understanding that goes into teaching people old school drills. We're not in a place now where you can line people up along the ropes of the ring and just chop the crap out of their chest and go, "Oh, welcome to the business, kid. Now we're going to clue you in and let you know what it's all about," because everyone knows you can't have the old school values that you used to have, but you should still, in my eyes, you should still honour those sort of traditions and the ways
yeah,
of training.
pay homage to them. Yeah, yeah.
I look at my training. So again, I started in Hammerlock. I trained at Dropkicks. I've trained with EWW, Extreme World Wrestling down in Kent, or Hastings, East Sussex, and there's good and bad in everything you do, and I'm sure there's good and bad in what we do as well. But I try to keep our training as old school as possible while giving it the new school feel. So, for argument's sake, anyone coming into us, I don't let them in the ring on their first session. They have to come and train on the
Yeah,
mat,
yeah.
on a crash mat in a kickboxing gym. You're going to roll, you're going to bump on a crash mat, you're going to learn the basics, you're going to lock up, you're going to do some chain wrestling. Because if I put you in a wrestling ring on your first day and go, this is how you hit the ropes, this is how you jump off the top rope, this is how you do a hurricanrana, to me, you're not earning it. You're not learning the basic skills that you should do before you get in there. So I want to know that you can listen. I want to know that you can interpret my instructions, not be disruptive to the class. You're there for the right reasons. So for that reason, until you've done 2, 3 sessions and you've really kind of mastered what it is that I expect from you, I'm not going to let you in the ring. And that's we've lost people because of that, and people have gone elsewhere and gone, oh yeah, I've been in the ring on day one. That's great. You go there and do that. That's for you. That's entirely your choice. But when it's in my house, it's
It
my
teaches
rules.
you. It teaches you, doesn't it? Like what that if you've got a set way of doing things, especially that is your rule, that is your plan, because you have a mindset of how you're going to train these people.
Mm,
If they go, if I'm not allowed in the ring, it gives you an idea of like that tells me a lot about you, doesn't it? If you're not going to listen,
yeah,
I'm saying one session, not in there.
yeah,
Session two, three, then we start getting one session. If you can't wait one session, that means that tells you a lot about your, especially in this wrestling industry of personalities, that you have to be. It's all about you
yeah,
in a
100%.
sense.
And
As
I
much as
look
it's
at it.
about.
I look at it as well with the whole. We do first session free, but your first free session has got to be on the mats at the TKO down in Maidstone where we do that. And again, when I've got people coming, oh, when's your ring training? Yeah, your first session's free, but you come to TKO. Oh no, I'll pay for it. I'll come to ring trade, but I'll pay for it. Don't give a fuck, mate. You come to the TKO and you do Your free session, I don't care if you're working for 20 years. You come to TKO, you do your free session there. Because again, I want to know that I'm not letting assholes into my business. Yeah,
Yeah.
my team, like I've been running this school now since 2019, well 2016 originally. Was linked with EWW. We rebranded 2019 to Genesis, and obviously we lost COVID for a big chunk of that. So since 2021, since we've been back, it's been very much a, let's make sure we've got the right people here. And I don't mind if you've got like, if you said to me like, I want to come down and train, don't want to work on a show, I just love wrestling, I want to come and work out. That's brilliant. Like I've got no issue with that because you're the right person around my community of people. Like we do a kids class from the age of 8 to 16. I've got 3 of the dads that join in with the adult class. One of them's 57. He's been with me for a couple of weeks now, and he's
Wow.
never wrestled. And he went, do you know what? I see him doing this every month, every week for the last 8 months. He's been coming. He's 11 years old. His son. He's like, I want to have a go. It's fucking brilliant. Come in, have a go. And he's been now about a month. He sort of turns up. He doesn't do every week, but he'll do what he can. Got another guy, 47 years old, similar story. And you've got people of all different body shapes and sizes, and medical conditions, everything else. As long as it's safe and as long as you're pacing yourself and you're training effectively, and we're not letting them do anything that's going to kind of cause a heart attack or cause a broken bone or anything like that. It's like you come in, you do the thing, and if we can get you on a show, we'll get you on a show. And if you just want to come in and have a bit of fun with the boys and be in like a safe space, and it's good for your mental health and your physical health, and you don't like going to the gym, but you want to do the wrestling stuff because these are all cool people who do fun stuff and it's a workout, and we fuck each other up on a weekly basis. Happy days, like come and do it. That's what it's all about. It's more of a community than it is a business at this point. It's
And
yeah,
like, if let's say he's a dad of one of your kids as well, he'll probably feel closer to his kid.
yeah,
Like, because he could go in, like, once he gets a little bit older, yeah, the dad will be a little bit older, but he'll be able to, go into the ring with him when he's older, and he's able to just have a role with his son and protect him
yeah,
and
exactly.
look.
It gives them a better understanding and a closer relationship. I mean, Cletus Cannonball, he's been with me now 8 years. He started when he was 11. His dad was mid 40s, and they're now we're talking 2017. We'll start my kids' class, and they came in together, father and son, to train together, and they've stayed with me since 2017, all the way through to now. Rob is my senior referee on the shows. Max is absolutely brilliant. He's just back off to university, but he did our big double event at bowling a couple of days ago, Sunday. And they're like massive success stories. We've got Maxio, he helps me coach the juniors now because he's gone all the way through our juniors club. Declan he's been with us since he was 13 and he's now 19 and he's the same. He helps coach the juniors. Yeah, it's a real kind of it's really gone full circling from when I came into this. It was like I'd got so sick to death of traveling to other places to sort of like I was 18 years in business and I'm going, if I go to this training school, it's taking nothing away from anyone else, but most places you go to and you go, I've turned up to train, and can you help coach this guy do this thing? Can you teach him how to lock up? Can you teach him how to do the rolls? You sort of going, I'm teaching other people to do this, but I'm paying you for the privilege of me coming down here to teach your people how to. And then I'm going, and I'm also driving an hour or 40 minutes out of my way to do it. I was like, I'm a personal trainer by trade. I've done group exercise qualifications. I've done all this kind of stuff. I've been wrestling for 18 years at this point. Maybe I should just have a go, set something up myself, see if I can coach people. You get massive imposter syndrome sits in where you go, can I do this? Should I do this? But over time, success is proved by, do people turn up? Do they get results? We've got guys out now that we've trained who are wrestling on loads of different companies. I've got lots of people from, Johnny Storm comes, does all our shows. We've got the Bad Boy British Wrestling, John Ryan. He's our current Extreme World Champion. We've got old Hamlock boys. We've got our world champion sends his son to train with us. We've got like, and for me, that's like a massive thing. If you're in the business and you're happy to send your kids to train with me because you like what we do and you think we're safe, that's a fucking win. I'll take that all day long. That's like
Yeah.
that's a big vote of confidence. You say about having a sort of team around you. I've got Lucy Claydon from Dropkicks. She's one of our main people there. She does all the emceeing on our shows, but she's in with the club. Her son Raymond has just done the main event on a Sunday night. He was
Wait,
in the
sorry, Lucy's son is old enough to wrestle.
yeah yeah.
You know
He's
how old? Because
not only
that's
that.
how old this makes me feel.
Yeah, I know, right? Not only that. He's just done his 103rd match. So he's working for us. He started with us. He's working for Rumble Wrestling, Lockhorns, Wrestle Force. He's all over the country, and he's just you can see in him
Wow.
he's going to be
It's,
huge. He's
it's
absolutely and he's
another one of them
phenomenal.
things making me feel really, really old because like I say, when we met at Mason, you were like, you obviously said, like, do you remember a girl called Lucy Claydon? And I was like, yeah, she's there. And she
Yeah,
turned around and she was like, oh my God. I remember Lucy when she first started at Dropkicks coming back. So she was one of the younger generation. The fact that she's got a child that's old enough to wrestle makes me realise why
bonkers.
this grade is so prominent. I'm so old.
Yeah, it's
So old now. Wow.
absolutely mad, mate. And he's doing so well. His little brother Christopher's doing well as well. I keep trying to convince Lucy she wants to get back in the ring and do some stuff, but she's like, nah, just happy emceeing for the moment. But again, as a someone like comparing in the ring, it's again old school people understand the business, what the job is, to stand there, introduce the wrestlers. Like she's phenomenal in that role. Do you remember? So Flying Scotsman were my tag team champions up until Sunday just gone. They just dropped belts to Keith Chaos and Johnny Storm. Um, Danny Eels and Tough Tony, if you remember those two.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So they are violent by choice, and they were on our shows last week. Um,
Wow.
yeah, we've got a really good mix of sort of old school people, then the new ones coming through the academy, and then I say John Ryan, Bad Boy British Wrestling from Hammerlock. He's
Yeah.
started at the same time as me. I remember him walking into training when I was at training when I was 16 years old. He's my Extreme World Champion now. We've got Corrupt, who's old Hamlock boy, the Merkers, a tag team together for donkey's years. We've got Pete J as another old Hamlock boy. He's been doing some death matches with us. We had Big Effin' Joe come in for a death match on Sunday. And again, he's another one who's brought to me on recommendation. Yeah, let's bring him in, see how he gets on. Absolutely phenomenal. He's there for every extreme adult show now. Absolutely, those boys just smash it up. It's like even I'm sitting there going like I'm in the business. I'm going, fucking hell, like what are you doing? Why are you doing that? It's like exploding drawing pins across the room, and insurance, insurance.
We've not we've not had any death matches yet. We've only had the one show, so we kept the death matches out. We're like, we'll save them for a bit down the line.
Yeah,
But like you say, like with the age thing, like we had, I don't know if you know who Paul Johnson Naylor is. So we had the debut of a tag team on ours. AJ, who's the American guy that I mentioned, who the idea stemmed from him saying, I want to wrestle in the UK. It's my dream. He's wrestled for over 20 years. He technically retired. He wrestled on TNA. He technically retired, but since going viral on TikTok for other things, and his thing was eating British foods and like reviewing British foods and stuff. He became friends with this guy Paul, who's English, kind of does the opposite. It's all about American stuff. Paul was like, oh, I always wanted to wrestle, but I'm 47 now. It's not going to happen. And AJ sort of said, well, listen, if I come out of retirement, why don't you get into some training over there, and we could be a tag team called the Pom Bros, and we can make this happen. We'll manifest this, and we'll make this happen. And obviously, I took this idea of like, okay, so I've got this American guy who wants to wrestle. There's money behind that. He's a tag team partner. Also, both of them have this massive following. They want to be a tag team. And Paul, 47 years old, I'll tell you something. They main evented. His first match, bless his heart, was a main event, and the pressure on that they're making this debut. But you know, when you just, you know, they're gonna, yeah, all right. Listen,
yeah,
it's his first match. Of course, he's not gonna know everything. But go and watch that match and tell me they held it, like they put this show on, and it was worth it. And I was like, I knew, just knew from the beginning. This guy, his own confidence was like, I think I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this because I am at this age. Proved everybody wrong. The whole place was behind him, behind them, behind the whole show, and there was a reason why we chose that to be the main event because it was a show. It was a
brilliant.
full exhibition. It was everything. The crowd left. Every single person left. Like we had an issue. The ring broke. Or the boards moved mid-show.
Yeah,
First show, the venue was boiling hot. It was a hot summer's day. It was boiling in there. We ran over by an hour and a half. No, we haven't had one complaint. If anything, one of my favourite things, I'll have to message him again. So I've mentioned in your video again. My feed on TikTok for the next week was just our show from all people that had been, and it was so good. Say like that's what we wanted. We wanted this to hit on social media because that's what we're selling it on. And we had this guy posted this video, and I've randomly come across it. It's him and his missus coming to the show, and their first thing is, we're going to our first ever wrestling show. We've never been to live wrestling before. Not holding much hope. It's in the middle of nowhere on this industrial estate. It's not looking good. Then the video continues with bits of the show, them enjoying it, and at the end he talks about the fact that the show ran over. They had problems, we were hungry, but goes, it was phenomenal. Like, it was unbelievable. We couldn't believe the atmosphere and everything. And I was like, that's my favorite video, because
Yeah.
that's the review that's gone from we're not holding out much hope for this to the end going, I'm going to every show they ever put on.
It's
That's what we
phenomenal.
do it for. That's
Yeah.
when you're like, oh my god, these 5 6 months of, will this work? Can I still do this? Are my team going to step up? Are they? Do they do it? My way, look, the other guys again, never been into wrestling, but I know they all love it. They know enough business talk. Like you say, everyone does now, don't they? Everyone knows the ins and outs of wrestling. Everyone knows the terms, kayfabe and heel and face. Everyone knows that stuff. But like one of the guys, Tony, he put it in the best way. When I said to him, like, "Are you sure? Like, you happy that we're gonna do this venture? Because this could turn into something. We could do one show and that's it, but we could do more." And he said, "Right, I've been a wrestling fan since I was a kid. You have just given me something I've always wanted and not realized it. You've given me my own box of toys to play with, my own wrestling toys to play with, real life ones that I
Love
can
it.
play with and have fun." And I was like, I like your that's a great way of looking at it. It's like I've got a fun way. Like, this is going to be so much fun because it's like having my own real life toys. I get to put these stories together. I get to put this show together, bring these wrestlers, look out, and I'm looking at different companies across the UK. Who can I bring in? I was like, now that's the attitude, because
Yeah.
this business, we both know. You said you've tried stepping away more than once. I've stepped away about 15 times. There's
Yeah.
always a way. There's always something that makes you go, could I? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't have to wrestle, but I could put on a show.
Yeah.
It's
The,
it's it's a it's a drug.
the bit I struggle with these days is again, I try not to book myself. You probably know, like, show day is fucking hard work. You're
Yeah,
dealing with the venue, you're dealing with all the boys, all the talent, you're dealing with the audience, ticket sales, bar, whatever. Anyone's got a problem, they're coming to you. And then you've got to sit in the back and go, right, we've got 10 minutes, we're going out there, this is the match. And you're trying to just think of everything and juggle all these places. It's nigh on impossible to do it. But again, you keep doing it, you love it, you keep coming back, and it's just, as I say, it's passion. You know,
you
yeah,
say like again. You say about stress again. First show, um, I'm going up against RJ Singh, someone who's very well tenured,
yeah,
very well respected. Again, there's no animosity. I mean, I hadn't decided I was going. He'd set an open challenge for his PWE belt. He he ca- I ca- We came out. The podcast came out to thank everybody. He came out and told me that he's done playing. He doesn't want the open challenge. He wants it to be me, friend versus friend. Give me one last chance. Now, without diving into what we know about the backgrounds of wrestling,
yeah,
first real opportunity me and RJ had to have a conversation was there was the segment, there was an interval, there was our match.
yeah.
We didn't get a chance to come face to face and have a conversation away from everybody else until the interval, the
Bloody hell.
15 minutes in between the segment and our match. That was the first time we had a chance to have a conversation and just go, right, let's go out there and do this.
Yeah,
So someone that had only trained twice, hadn't done it in 7 years, was not in gym shape. I think we need to have a talk about your PT in after this as well, by the way, because I feel like I don't know if I want to wrestle again, but I know because I was in my head, I'd mentally prepared that I was going to get, like I said, I trained twice and I'd done my knee, I'd done my chest. I was like, I'm going to get injured. I'm not ready for this. I'm going to get injured, but I didn't. And in my head, I was like, your match was terrible. You look terrible. I've watched the match back and I go, yeah, I don't look great,
yeah,
but I don't look bad. I
yeah,
don't look as bad. You know, I didn't stumble. I didn't mess anything up I tried to do. And I look back and I'm like, if you actually put the effort in, maybe if need be, you could, you know, if there's a show down the line, again, like you said, I don't want to be the guy booking myself. I don't want to be
no,
that guy booking myself in every show. But we also know as well, there's nothing like being on a show. There's nothing like
100%.
being in the ring and be. But it's hard. It's
Yeah,
hard when main shows you're dealing with is your own. It's hard to not over promote yourself, but not be involved because other people will see it as that, oh, you're doing it just to put yourself over, or you're doing it to be the best in your. No, it's just
Yeah.
because I love doing this and I would just want to be in there. But I can't help it that I actually own the company as well.
Yeah, exactly. That is, the whole sort of premise around what we're doing at the moment is, I'm the evil owner, and I've got my hierarchy. So I've got my little gang of guys who kind of just bully everyone, and then we've got Bruce Bravo, who's like the massive baby face. And over the last couple of years, me and him have never wrestled. He's been a former world champion of mine. He's done so much. And last year, so all of 2024, we ran a tournament. So we ran 3 tournaments consecutively across 12 months to crown our brand new tag team champions, our new world champion, and our first ever extreme world champion as well. And the tournaments ran to November, which was our big show at Bowling double event. And in the main event, we'd got Peckham Playboy Hakan, Corrupt, Johnny Storm, and Brucey Bravo. And they're the fatal 4-way elimination match. The winner becomes the new world champion. And it's like, it's all built to this point. They've gone through a 12-man tournament. They're the final 4, one big match, take it home. And then Bruce Bravo is Batterpin Hakan. My boys hit the ring, beat the shit out of him. He gets eliminated. And eventually Hakan goes on to be our world champ. He's still the world champ now. So then we get to February, first show of the year. We're out in the ring, me and my 3 stooges, if you like. And Bruce Bravo comes down. I want to fight you, Jon Moores. And we've never done it. And I've done the whole, okay, you want to fight me, you've got to beat my boys first. So over the course of the year, he's got to go through the other 3 lads before he might possibly, who knows, he might not do it. But so far, he's beat Pete J, he's beat the Hitman Ryan Russell. He'll have to go through Big Bully Briggs next. And then if he can beat Bully, he might get to me later in the year. We don't know. It could happen. But then, like 2 weeks ago, Snodden Community Centre, his little brother, Billy Bravo, I broke his back. I sneak attacked him after a tag team match, broke him in half. I was doing a match with Corrupt on Sunday. He's hit the ring, jumps on top of me, caused Corrupt to get disqualified. Corrupt doesn't get his title shot. It's all kind of this kind of. It's. I don't like putting myself in positions of like massive importance, but sometimes you have to go. These are the stories I want to tell, and I will give these people the opportunity to work and put them in the spotlight. In order for them to do that, I need to step up and be this big evil dickhead. So, you can't have a baby face if you haven't got a heel, and
Yeah.
you have to have the right dynamic. So, everyone wants to punch their boss in the face. So, okay, I'll be the Vince McMahon. I'll be the big evil. I worked in Waitrose for 10 years, and pretty much every boss I had there I could have happily knocked out. So, if I could kind of channel a little bit of them in my character, it's, if you're watching, good to see you. But it is that. And it's, I've always said from day one, like, I will never put a championship on myself. I don't think that as the owner, you should ever be in contention for a championship in your own company. I just feel that's kind of, for me, that's like a hard line you shouldn't cross. Because if you're going, I'm the owner, this is my business, and by the way, I'm the champ, and you have to beat me to get the belt because I'm the best, I'm in the main event every time, and I'm booking these guys to come and work with me it's like, what are you doing? You just cosplaying yourself at this point. It's like, we've got a school, we've got people come in, do the shows, it's an opportunity for them to showcase what they can do on a platform. And that's what it should be. It's not about, it's putting the best people in the best possible positions to win, and not about just going, look at me, I'm amazing.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
but then at the same time, I think we both know as well. But sometimes it can work as a storyline.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not saying that it's not a reason for you to go right. Yeah, one day I can get the belt. Is that maybe there is a reason that you get that, but you get that belt because you're the boss. You're the boss, and you can use that in a storyline for someone that
yeah.
the good guy. That guy's going to come to the boss, and not only is he going to make the boss look stupid in front of his company, he's going to take that belt from him if it works right. If it works right, but not like you say just for a
Yeah.
reason to.
I
I've got a
think I
company. I've
think
got my own
I'm
belt.
probably triggering loads of people here right now, but I think there's if you were to do that, if that's your vision of what you want to do and tell your story that way, fantastic. That's not what I see when I watch
Yeah, no, I get it.
certain
Yeah, yeah.
you know what I mean? It's a lot of places you go and it's like I try not to watch too much indie wrestling these days, unless kind of like my guys are, getting out onto other shows and I'm sort of seeing what they're doing, and a lot of it is absolutely fantastic. A lot of guys are doing a really, really fucking good job, and they should be absolutely proud of themselves. But there's also a lot of places that shouldn't be running, because you
Mm.
kind of see, you know, like you could look at some guys on a show and go, I need you in my club doing day one shit on the crash mats. I wouldn't even put you in a ring yet because you're not there. You know, you're the guys who I go do a crash, do a bump and feed drill for me, and they go, what's that? And it's like, ugh. So there's yeah, it's a hard one.
I've
It's a hard one.
seen it very similar. Like recently, there was. So I'll just sort of not talk about because you're recording a podcast. Don't name drop anyone.
No, no, no,
Um,
no.
but like I saw it recently as a company. I know some of the guys. I know not that long ago, none of them were wrestlers. So to me, it's like there's people that are running a company and wrestling on a company that haven't been around the business like long enough to understand and know. Yes, again, we said this. Everyone knows the ins and outs. Like everyone knows the terms. Everyone thinks they know everything about wrestling, but we both know there are just certain bits. There are certain things you can't know until you've run a show, till you've been there. There are just certain things, and these people, like to me, it's like these people. I know you've only ever worked on shows run by people like you, so you're now doing the same thing. You've trained under people that weren't ready. You've worked and wrestled for people that didn't know how to put on a show properly. You're now running your own shows. Like if that continues, it's just diluting a product. You're
Yeah,
diluting something
yeah,
and putting things and not looking good. And it's just, yeah, you can go out and spend money and get nice belts and stuff made, and you can have that, but that doesn't that's not what makes a wrestling company. This
not at all.
it's brain thought and it's passion and it's knowledge. It's the injury. I mean, I will never ever. I mean, how many shows before Talks with Dorks Wrestling? I run one, two, 3 or 4 shows, and it was one every couple of years. I just put one on. It started. The first one I ever did was because my dad had passed away. He never seen me wrestle, and I just wanted to put a show on in my hometown that was for my dad. Even he didn't even like wrestling, but it was just my way of showing him, finally getting to him to look down and see me wrestle, sort of thing. And
That's
then,
cool.
but it goes on. I weren't ready, but I had. Do you know John Copping? Do you ever remember John Copping?
I know,
EWF.
I know the name. I do know the name. I'm trying to
His
think of the place.
daughter is Josie Dominita.
Okay, okay,
She's so he was there. He was doing the ring job for me, but John was my boss. He was the one that put me on the circuit the most. So I was running the show, but John was there. John was there with me, just to right. This is what you need to do. All right, okay. I had someone there that I could trust and that
mm,
knew the business inside out, and I always looked to him for anything. Now he's gone, and I still don't think I'm good enough to know, but again, I know where to look for the right knowledge. If I'm questioning, like again, I had RJ on my show. Questions. I've been out of the business for 7 years. The industry's changed. Simple things like everyone used to get paid cash in hand, no question asked, and you had to pay them on the day. Now there's Ticketmaster. Now there's Eventbrite. Now there's this. You
yeah, yeah. That's it,
that
isn't it?
simple thing of having to go to RJ and go, right, listen. So last time I did this, little brown envelopes with everyone's money. Now I'm being told I'm not going to. Eventbrite are doing this. We have to wait 3 days to get the money. Right, this is how things work now. Some
Yeah.
people want to be paid in cash. Some people want to be paid in bank. Some people will happily wait. Mate, this is so different. It's so simple, but so
It's changed.
different
It's
because
changed so much,
it's
hasn't
just
it?
changed. And it's
Yeah.
so much. You have to print the tickets out yourself for the shows. Now they're all sent them.
Yeah,
Just sent them.
yeah.
Easy.
It's great. I'm standing on the door with a mobile phone and a couple of girls going, okay, they'll scan that and tick that off on that list. And like my team are awesome. Like especially the amount of people we have, like partners of the wrestlers and the mums of the parent and all that. And they just come in like, where do you need us? What can we do? Fucking amazing. Like helps with this and that. And I couldn't be prouder of the team we got. And the way they brought the show together on Sunday and the one in Snodden 2 weeks ago, and we did our first ever academy showcase a few weeks back at our training venue, and it was we put 8 matches on, and I said to the guys like we're going to run it like we would our Snodden Community Centre show, but it's only for friends and family. And I think we could get about 60 people in there, and we went so we're going to charge a fiver for a ticket, which covers the cost of the day. Yeah, and it's only your mums, your dads, your aunties, your uncles, whatever. And it was probably my favourite show of the year. We had two of our 10, 11-year-old students wrestling each other, with a special guest referee was the guy who coached and put the match together. We'd got couple of guys who are sort of like they've been training with us for like 6 months. They get to make their tag team debut against two of my pros. It was just a phenomenal day and such an amazing atmosphere. And again, we had the camera girl there. We'd got the hard cam up on the stage. We had all the entrance music, the costumes. Like, it was just so. It was what it was supposed to be. Like this is like, everyone's popping for everyone. No one's going, oh, you fucked up or any of that. It's like we know it's a training show, it's an academy show, it's all for the right reason. But it's also putting people like Raymond O'Reilly's little brother Christopher, who's 12, like, and we've put him in a ring as well, and he's got to do a match on the day, and he did an absolutely phenomenal job, committed to his bumps, showing out in the right places, and you can just see it's like they come alive. But then I also know when I go, right, now I'm going to step you up onto Snodland, now I'm going to step you up onto Bowling, and you're going in front of a paid live audience who aren't friendly. You've now got experience of working in front of a crowd, knowing where the camera is, knowing how to sell. You know what's good, you know what's bad, yeah, and it takes away the nervousness of it for them. We've got a guy, William, the autistic titan, and he is absolutely
Oh,
phenomenal.
I love it.
He's been with us for 2 years, and again, this is where you go. I don't want to put myself over. I hate putting myself over because it's not about me. But William needed a match on this show. I'm probably the guy that can do the least and get the most out of it, if you like, because I barely take any bumps these days. I don't need to plan a lot of shit. So me and him went in main event, and literally the entire everybody's emptied out to come and watch this, and he remembered everything. He was bang on point. He didn't botch anything. He picked me up. I'm 18 stone. He picks me up, body slams me in the ring, does his he does his left hand lightning bolt knockout punch, and he took my jaw off. And then like after the match, he's like, "Can I grab the microphone?" And he takes the microphone, says a few words. He calls out our world champ, and the champion who had come down, Hakan, came down to watch the show with his son Felix, who's been training with us for a few weeks as well. And it's just this big kind of like family atmosphere. Everyone was just there for it. And it's like that's what we want. And if you can translate that to a massive audience, that'd be fucking fantastic. But even for me, if all we did now was academy showcases with the guys before they went out to work for other people, that'd be enough for me. I'd be happy with that, because that
Yeah,
was.
Labour, isn't it? Seeing. I mean, we're nowhere near the stage of having a training school. We haven't, we haven't got our own ring yet. We've just done one show, but you know, show one went so well that it's like, right, we've already planned. We know we've got this theme. We're trying to do something different. We're a podcast that run a wrestling company, and that's how we've got to remember. It starts with that. We're geeks that have a wrestling company. We're selling it as that. Each show is going to be themed and named after a movie that's turning 40. That is our theme. We're in 85, so the next one's Back to the Future next year. You've got the greatest movie ever turning 40, Stand By Me. So like, buzzing, all these ideas, and like you say, the atmosphere, the thing we had, like for me, that one of the moments on the show when I knew it was just I was so happy because I was so stressed. Like I said, on the day I was stressed because it was show one. I wasn't getting time to go and talk to the person I'm potentially having a match with. Like that wasn't happening. But I'm trying to get everything done. Like I said, the rest of the guys knew what needed doing, but didn't also know everything. So I'm having to talk. I was stressed. But at the moment, we had a guy. Again, we incorporate these content creators. One of the guys is a cosplayer. He actually used to wrestle. Kev used to wrestle up in Luton Way, and he dresses up as Cody Rhodes. We had because have you heard of the Hot Tag Foundation?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So we do association with them. So they obviously raise money for kids and stuff like that, and do a charity. So we do. They had a table set up, Hot Tag Foundation. Kev was in charge of it with 4 cosplayers. We had an Undertaker cosplayer. We had Cody Rhodes. We had a female CM Punk and a Lita. The kids loved it. My little boy was petrified of the Undertaker, which is perfect, made brilliant. That's
yeah,
exactly. He's doing a great job. If he scared him, but Kev, I'd said to him, you're doing that, but obviously, because you've wrestled, I want you to have an involvement. There's this triple threat. I've got this idea. You're friends with one of the guys. You're going to come out, and we're going to bring you out with Cody's music. Which wrestling fans, it could turn nasty. If why are you doing that? Why are you doing this?
yeah,
But when he's music, I took 2 videos on that whole day. One was just a crowd shot. One was his entrance. Because that moment when he comes out, the whole place, it's giving me goosebumps just talking about. Whole place is singing, and they do the wall. I just
brilliant.
looked at, I did it. I looked around the boys and went, "We've done it.
Yeah.
That because you don't understand. For a wrestling crowd, that moment could have gone really badly. We could have been, what the fuck is it? You know what I mean? What,
Yeah. Yeah.
if people, they can turn nasty. Like, why are you ripping off WWE? Why are you doing this? No, but we'd sold it on this thing. We had it. Yeah, and when he walked out and the place walled, I was just like, and he did it. He did a crossroads to one of the other content creators, and it was just like afterwards going,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's a proud moment
yeah.
where it's like you see it a certain way in your head, and then you sit there on the day going, "Oh shit, is this actually going to work?" And then when it comes off, it's like, oh, "Thank fuck for that." Sometimes it doesn't come off. Sometimes it goes really badly. But yeah, when it comes off, it's that's really good, mate. It's really cool. So,
And it's again, like again, one of the personal things for me. Like I said, I knew I was going into this match, and I was going for a title. Obviously, title. It's going to be. I've not done it for 7 years. I mean, not going too much. That title's probably not going to change hands. I've got a lot of work to do. I've not done this in a long time. It's going to
yeah,
stay there. But one thing I'd said was, I used to wrestle under the name Super Relic. In Basildon, where I'd done my shows, was where I heard the loudest cheers for my name because it was always my friends and family in the crowd. I had a little following where I'd done these shows because they all come to. But I knew, one, this was a different crowd now. It's been a long time since I've done it. Two, they ain't going to know who Super Relic is. But we'd been building the show on the podcast, and I was selling it. I weren't going to probably be doing it, but I kept dropping the name. And when I come out, and RJ said, and I said, look, I can't do this. And RJ said, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Super Relic.
right.
The, the crowd it started. And I'd said to the guys, look, if there's one thing I want from this personally, it's just to hear that crowd chant my name one more time.
Yeah,
Because I may not forget this again. And last time I did this, I was a heel. So I haven't. So it's been like 12 years since I've heard Super Relics. I was like, if I can just get, even if it's just my friends and family over each other, if I could just get it. But he said it, and all of a sudden, it started Super Relic, Super, and I was like,
yeah,
I looked over at the podcast because they were in the ring with me. And I looked over and they just went. I was like, yeah, that's it. It worked. That
yeah,
feeling, one feeling I wanted. So I want not. If I run out and do this match, I don't win because I put my heart and soul into it. I heard them say my name, and when my music, because my music. Do you remember the Out Here Brothers? Boom, boom, boom. Let me hear you say well.
yeah, yeah,
So really sadly, I knew one of them, and I've got my own personal intro of that song.
yeah.
So he starts chanting my name. So when my music started and they heard it, again, these people don't know this music. They've never heard it before because they've never seen this guy. But they started chanting, and I was just like buzzing. I had my stepson walk out with me, and I was like, "This is it. If I go out here now and get injured and I can't walk for the next 6 months, this hard work, this little personal moment
Yeah.
is all I wanted.
Yeah,
Just to know
100%. Yeah,
I've got that feeling inside me that yeah, I may never do this again. This is probably the last one. But like I said, I didn't get injured. I then looking back and I'm like, maybe if there's a reason I could. Them boots still fit quite nicely, and they were quite snug, and they felt good when they were on.
I
It,
can see you coming down my club and doing a little bit of a get yourself back in shape, mate. It's going to happen.
mate, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like tapping you up for all of it. You're a PT and you do the wrestling training, so I might have to come to you for all of it
Yeah, mate.
because this dad bod needs sorting out. I also feel like, I mean, you're the big boss, and you've got Kent covered. We're Essex. I feel like down the line there could be. I reckon my boys could take your boys kind of feeling.
Nah, man, you haven't got a chance. You haven't got a chance.
I
Oh,
mean, I'm
love
not
it.
silly. Like, there's a reason why I went straight in a minute. Right, RJ, you're coming.
Yeah,
Pick the line.
I've
I'll
got
go.
Johnny. I've got Johnny Storm, mate. Yeah,
Yes,
RJ's good.
yeah. I've got some vets. I've got some vets. I mean, again, like the talent. Like again, talent has changed so much since I was last in this. And
Mm,
I knew I was going to be bringing in some people I knew, some people I worked with, but discovering new talent. Like, do you know Sullivan King and Richie from SOS?
no,
Do you know Paul over there? Paul Tyrrell.
roundabout. It's one of them.
Yeah.
I've been
So
around a long time, and I kind of spent a lot of time
yeah.
keeping myself to myself and doing my own thing, you know. So
Yeah, so obviously I know Paul. So we had that he said like I've got two guys coming with me because he was doing the ring. These two guys, and I put them on with RJ and Sunset Skip. first time, and honestly, the messages, I can't believe you put them in a match. Like I've always wanted to see RJ versus Sullivan King or RJ versus Richie, and I got to see it. Like, and it was these lads, like young lads, talent, very like just to see the talent and the caliber of kids these days that are really into this and really are putting their heart and soul into it. It's again, it's different. It's
Yeah,
different to what we grew up with because,
100%.
like I say, that now they're everywhere. There's a school, but there's only a certain amount of people going to these schools that are worthy of it and will stick to it and know what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the dedication you have in between the training sessions as well. It's one of the things that you speak to people. It's like you can see the ones who are studying, practicing, go to the gym, get the nutrition dialed in, and then you can see the ones who are just turning up on a Sunday and going, "Yeah, it's wrestling time, let's go." And you can see the marked improvements in some. The unfortunate thing is, like, if you're at my club, you have to be good to be on the show. I'm not just going to put you on for the sake of it. So, while there are
I'll
people
just
who
come
can
down for the
go,
training then.
yeah, come on, man. It's good. But and I can be quite harsh. I'll always be honest, and there are people who don't like my honesty. But it's like, in order for me to put you in front of my audience, I want you to deliver to a certain standard. And it's little things like laying your strikes in. I don't want anyone to hurt anybody. At the same time, if there's daylight there, it's shit. It should be. I did a match with Corrupt on Sunday. I've got handprints still on my chest because before we go out there, it's like he throws chops. I said to him, like, chop me. If I get up, hit me again. And I just kept getting up. So I think I stood up 3 times. I've got handprint there. I've got a big bruise here, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of people who are going to go, well, you shouldn't get hurt, you shouldn't get marked up, you shouldn't get this. But for what you're doing at a certain time in agreement with who you're in there with, and it's safe, then yeah, absolutely. But again, if your chop is that, it's like, what you're doing, like, come on, stop slapping yourself to make noise. Like, if I can't make noise when I hit you, I shouldn't be hitting you. That's
Yeah.
my head. That's where I'm at. It's the suspension of belief that should still be there, where everyone watches WWE and they watch documentaries and they watch all the TikTok videos. They drive me fucking nuts at the moment, where I see all these coaches in a wrestling ring going, when you're doing your punch and you do your sell, and it's like, fuck off, stop opening the business up to everyone. Jesus Christ. It's like, let them believe for a moment what we're doing is real, because in the moment we'll punch you in the face and maybe I've made a connection and I'll go, oh, sorry fella, I will speak in the back, and I'll get a receipt and it'll all be fine. But stop opening out to it. Well, make me believe it's real. Make me think you're having a fight, because that's what we're there for. It's simulated violence. It's
We
not.
know you know the ins. We know you know the crowd probably knows more than we want them to know, really. But at the same time, it's that moment, isn't it? It's that look on their face of like, oh, fuck
Yeah,
me, that didn't
yeah.
look good.
And
It's that
people.
moment. Oh, mate,
Yeah,
that didn't look like it was. Yeah, that didn't look like it was planned, or that didn't look like it was meant to go that way because it's a suspension. It's
yeah.
chopping. Like one of my favourite stories of chopping, and I love this. It goes. We're talking mid 2000s. I was, when I say a skinny boy wrestler, I was stick thin. I was about that thin all the way down. I was working for EWF. We were doing a show in like not Worthing, like Weymouth way, and the Knights were there. Soraya, Sweet Soraya, young Paige was there at the age before she was actually wanting to do it. Ricky was there, and with shows getting planned, there's a rumble at the end of the show, and it, I kept getting told. Part of me thinks it was a rib, and it was a one. I kept getting told in the rumble, just be careful of Ricky Knight. Try and avoid Ricky Knight because he can hurt you. Like when he chops, he hurts. He will lay it in and you'll feel it. Now we're in the match. I'm doing these bits. I think it was either Terry Fraser or Paul Robinson. I've got one out. Turn around like that, and there was Ricky Knight looking directly at me with his finger. You, and I went, oh no, oh no. He put me up in that corner, and he's like, you ready? But he put my vest over my head. Are you ready, boy? No, but yeah, go for it. And he bang. The biggest, I could see the shadow through this thing. This thing hit me, and the noise
Yeah.
didn't hurt. I didn't. And then he went, and then he leant in my ear, went, would you like another one? I was like, yes, please, sir. And he chopped, and he chopped, and he chopped. My chest was red, but it was the most like the fit like that's when you know you're in the ring with a true like I feel like it was a rib to what to scare me and a laugh, But and he was hitting and he was going for it.
Yeah.
But he treated me like it was pure professionalism the whole way through, and it was like, wow.
And that's the thing. It's being a professional,
Mm.
because if you're like, I see these like fury strikes, ah, and like you've not left a mark on the guy, you've not made any noise, you've slapped your own leg. Like I'm not going to say who, but I've seen this on a international company on TV, and it's like, what are you doing? I would rather, like I say, it was I was watching a video back from the match me and Corrupt did on Sunday, and he chops me 3 times in the chest and chops me twice on the back, and then I powder out and I walk around the outside. And as I walk past the camera, you can see the big red welt coming up on my back where he's hit me. And it's like, so for those little kids sitting in the front row down there and their mums and dads, who might be sitting there going, "Well, this is all fake. They're not really hitting each other. They're not doing it." You can see the bruises. You can see the marks. Yeah. Now that'll be gone in a couple of days, and I'm absolutely fine. And it was, give as good as you get, and it's just what we do in the business. Maybe we're a bit sadistic and mental. Who knows? But for me, that's the thing. There, it's like if you're not willing to go to that extent, and yeah, you don't have to cut yourself open and do all the extreme stuff. You don't have to walk away with massive bruises and be in a massive amount of pain. But if you're not willing to walk away with a mark on yourself because, oh, I'm just a wrestler, we just play it, get out of fucking business. You shouldn't be in it in the first place. That for me is like that's hard. Or certainly don't come to my company because I don't want you.
I remember my first ever show. Again, I won't name names. My my mate Chris, he wasn't a wrestler, but I can't remember, we'd done a tour or something, and I was doing a little holiday camp tour, and I was partnered up with I can't remember his name, Rob Lynch from that used to be over at IPW, and that Rob Lynch, young Robbie. It was when he was still young. He was another Dropkicks lad, and I partnered up. But on the way, we were going to do this little holiday camp tour around Wales, and on the way, his knee blew out. I have no one to wrestle. I had to teach my friend how to wrestle in about 3 hours. Luckily,
Right.
he'd watched enough to teach him how to do it. But then when I did my first ever show, I said to him, "Look, I'm going to put you in a very easy match. I've got his lads. I'm going to give you just because you want to be on the show. It's not going to be great. He wasn't going to be a wrestler. He just wanted to be involved in the show. So I give him this lad that I thought was professional, and come up to me. He come up to me afterwards and went, "We're just planning our match." He's like, he just said he's not taking one bump. I'm like, right. And he said, I'm not allowed to kick him. I'm not allowed to chop him. I'm not allowed to take a bump. He can't take a bump. And I went, I know what's that. So I went up to this guy. I said, what's going on? He's like, I've got back problems. I'm like, right. He's like, yeah, my knees are a bit. I've got to be careful. I don't like being chopped here because it hurts. And I was like, just checking. Do you know what show you're on? Do you know what we're doing
Okay.
today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you understand what we're doing? Because I'm not gonna lie, you're stressing me out right now. I've got a wrestler who doesn't want to wrestle. Wants to you just want to throw my mate around. You just want to throw him around, not have to do any hard work, not take any, not pay your dues as such. All right, cool. I was like to my mate, just go out there, kick him. Just kick him. Do what you got to do.
There's
Go,
two ways
go
of
and make
dealing
me
with that,
beat
isn't
him.
there? There's the just
Yeah.
go fuck him up if you believe your mate can do that, or there's the door, mate. Fuck off. Like, not
Yeah,
interested.
if you're not
You
there,
know.
if you're injured, your back isn't strong enough. Like, again, you shouldn't be coming to do a wrestling show if you can't. If you, I'm not saying I want you to bump and stamp out your bump card in one show,
Yeah.
but you're here to wrestle. I'm expecting at least one bump out of you. Like I'm
Yeah.
expecting you to hit the deck at least once because not only I'm paying you. I want this show to be amazing. I want people are not here to see you wrist lock every 2 seconds and
Mm.
do a quick rolling head
There's,
nip. No.
there's an element of if everyone should have the ability to go, I'm not doing that. I'm not like even in my match, I I took a Northern Light suplex when I was 17, nearly broke my nose. Yeah, and it's kind of give me the jitters around taking Northern Light suplexes. So it's one of Corrupt's moves. So when we were chatting beforehand, I was like, look, just for me, please. I know you do them, but please don't do the Northern Light suplex because it's something that I don't feel comfortable taking. Absolutely cool, no problem at all. We can work around it. We do other stuff. You know, if there's something that you can't do, and I say to my students all the time, don't agree to do stuff you haven't trained, you haven't practiced, you don't know how to do it. If you can't nail it 100% every fucking time, or you've never done it before, or you've done it once in training, don't fucking do it in front of a live audience because you shouldn't be doing it at all. But equally, at that level, if you're turning up to a show and you're going, I ain't doing that, I ain't doing that, I ain't doing that, what are you going to do? Like, and maybe you
What am I
can go out
paying?
there and do a technical fucking classic, a technical masterclass where you don't have to throw a strike and you can do chain wrestling match and it looks amazing, it's phenomenal, it's something different that's great for that audience. But that should be something that you know before you take the book and you turn up on the day and you have the conversation with the promoter and go, I'm a bit limited at the moment. I've got these injuries. This is the type of match I can do. And so you can sit there and go, sorry, no, I don't need that. That's not going to work for this show, for this audience, for this guy that I've got you in there. Maybe I'll use you next time. Maybe jog on down the road, mate. But there's a level of professionalism that goes into that, and anyone turning up on the day going, that's not for me, brother. Well, I don't know who you think you are, but you probably don't have that kind of level of power to do that. I say it's the being a profession saying, no, I don't feel comfortable doing this. But if you don't feel comfortable doing anything, maybe you want to try tennis. Like, that's probably a better sport
Yeah,
for
yeah. Badminton. Stick to the shuttlecock. That'd be much better for you.
exactly.
Again, like you don't have to go. I'm not. Nobody needs to come on and put himself in a position where they're not comfortable on anybody's show. But you need to, like, you need to be. We sound so old, don't we? We're like, right, you youngsters, go out there.
These
Right, you
bloody
go and
kids,
turn out the bump.
they don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
bump. They don't want to take up protective chair shots to the head. Fucking wankers.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, mate, don't. Like the fact that that's like when you look at it and that now, like I instantly always think to that Ken Shamrock chair
Mm,
shot. I don't know why. That's the first one that comes to my head. You sit there and think, yeah, that probably didn't do him no good, did it?
mm,
Like to be fair, I remember when I worked at randomly Basildon I worked at Blue Ink, the
mm.
clothes shop, and one of the lads there, I was talking to him and he was going on, you really wrestled. You do a bit of wrestling. Yeah, like, you wouldn't let me do a move chair. I was like, yeah. He's like, there's a steel chair over there. Will you let me hit you with it? Yeah. Me being an idiot, I was like, if he's going to do this, I've got to show him that wrestling isn't
Ah,
that F word.
come on.
Yeah, I'm going to let him hit me with it. He swung that thing and I went into it, mate. I didn't feel I was sick. Like I was like, why? Just to show off that I do a bit of wrestling. I could have done anything. I could have put him in a wrist lock.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
I let him hit me over there with that chair, and I don't think I've been right ever since. That thing that wrapped around my head, and I was seeing stars. I was so out of it for the rest of the day,
The
and
funny
I
thing
felt
is,
I
it's
felt queasy for a couple of days.
doing this now for as long as I have. I've been through all sort of elements of the business where back in my early days, chair shots to the head, absolutely, mate. Yeah, crack on, go for it. It was just what we did. Pile drivers were the norm. It's kind of the business has come on so far. I think the main issue you got now is that, as we said earlier, it's the low entry level for people actually coming on doing it. People willing to book people who aren't really well trained, or training people who haven't, trainers who haven't actually trained themselves, who don't really have a fucking clue what they're doing, and then going, yeah, let's go play wrestling, woohoo! I've played 2K25, I know what I'm doing. And they're doing
Yeah,
stuff that's dangerous, and that's where the injuries come from, because you're not managing people's ability and stopping them from doing crazy shit they shouldn't be doing. Back in the day, I was, 16 years old. As I say, I was traveling 5 hours every Sunday in two directions to train and train for 5 hours. But on top of that, I'm working a full-time shift in a supermarket, going to the gym after work every night of the week, studying tape, practicing promo, doing all the stuff that you try to say to people you should do. And these days it's like you think you can just turn up once a week, do a couple of hours, sit on your ass watching Netflix and put no effort into anything else, and that's gonna make you a superstar, and people are willing to book people who put that level of commitment into it, and that's what pisses me off. It's like, and that's where a lot of these, when you hear and you see the things on your botchmanias and that where people are fucking up spots, it's because you're not training, it's because you're not physically confident, it's because you're not confident in your spot, you're not committing to your bump, and then you're hurting yourself. But now everyone's got one of these little phones in around, and everyone's videoing everything. So as soon as you fuck up, and I feel very fortunate to start in 1997, because you won't have seen all of my early batches, all of my botches, all my fuck ups, because unless someone had a camcorder there, and then took the time to transfer it onto a fucking digital format and upload it onto a computer. No one's doing that these days. Um,
I've
you're
got a
not
drawer
gonna.
full of VHSs down there of my old matches from
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
handheld cameras. Yeah,
Same,
back in the
same
day.
as I've got loads, and no one's ever fucking seen the light of day because they were awful. But and it is like I say, it's a different business, it's a different world. But I think that as a promoter, if there are any promoters out there, I think it's your responsibility to make sure you're only putting the best people on your show. Your paying audience deserves to see the best wrestlers, and your performers deserve to not be put in there until they're ready. You want to put the people who can work, the people who are good. You want to give them the spots on your show, not just your fucking you know idiot mate who turned up and all right, well, he's been training for a month, so we'll stick him on. No, if he's not ready, he's not ready. Some people can be ready in a month. Others are going to take 2, 3, 4 years. Some will never be on the ring. It's have the honest conversations. You know.
Again, when we put our card together, obviously, again, I'd been out of the business for a long time. I was looking, obviously, like I said, I had RJ. RJ instantly mentioned Skip, and I was like, oh my god, of course I'm going to book Skip. I've known Skip since I was 15 years old. We were at the same school. So there, then, like I said, when we got in the ring, Richie and Sullivan King came with it. I went and watched their stuff. I was like, yeah, they're definitely. Then because of Paul, who I'd mentioned was partner with the American guy AJ, he was training at NFW. I don't know if you know NFW, with Richie Delight, and he said, there's some guys down here. So I spoke to Richie. He put forward three of his guys, which was Mr. Dexter, David Blackadder. They were a tag team called the Showtime Darlings, and honestly, they did they were in character on the podcast when they came on. I knew straight away. I was like, yes, great character work. These guys are gonna have the perfect because of their showmanship, perfect part opponents for the Pond Bros that are making their debut. You had handsome Jimmy V coming over again, young lad. He's got this really good like poser gimmick, and he just sells young lad, and he's just selling it. And we had some lads that came from the Raynham area, the old KWA. I know last place I worked with, KWA. Some of these young lads again, they're doing okay. Never been given an opportunity to do you know, they've done decent shows, but I knew a couple of them that just that I keep an eye on you. You need an opportunity. I'm going to give you. Go prove me right, and they did. Every single person. We pieced these people from different little companies together. Dominator and Mia Cortez was our female match. They come from the Midlands. Put this
Yeah.
together, and it was just like going right. We've done this. Great. It worked. It worked because they gelled well together. But again, you could go there. One person could have changed their aesthetic if we'd have just not paid attention to who we were booking.
Yeah.
One person could change the aesthetic. And I made a point of like, listen, my atmosphere at this show isn't. I don't want anyone feeling like they shouldn't be here or anything like that. We're here for me. Have a laugh. Be professional. Do your shit. Put on a great show. But let's just have fun. Like that to me, that is the most important thing. Is
Yeah.
you're going out to put your bodies on the line, but I just want you to enjoy yourself. Don't kill yourself. Just have fun, and let's make this a bonding and a team, and make this something that we want to do again together.
This is the thing, isn't it? If Mia Cortez, we've had her down for Genesis a couple of years back. She's phenomenal. Absolutely love her. She worked with Vicky Two Thumbs as one of our students at the time, and the first women's match we put on one of our shows. They did an amazing job. I love her to bits. It's one of the things where I always believe like if people are engaged in what they're doing and they want to be there and they're having fun, they're going to put on a better performance. So wherever possible, like when we're doing our little storylines and things like that, I'm going to the guys going, who do you want to work with? What if we did this? How does that work for you? And then you kind of, because they're invested then, and they're gonna put in more effort. They're going to enjoy it more. They're going to get their friends, their family to go. You've got to come and see me do this thing, And that's kind of That's the thing. It's like a lot of times I've worked a long time for a lot of companies. A lot of times you rock up somewhere. It's like, how are we doing? Oh yeah, you're working him 10 minutes. He's going over. All right, fine. And then you go and work him out, and it's fine. And it's wrestling, so wrestling's always fun. Like I did a show for Lockhorns for Keith Chaos on Easter weekend, and it was Johnny Love versus Super Daddy-O. And it's the first time. It's like a Super Mario masked gimmick, whatever. It's Easter Sunday. It's an afternoon in front of 100 people in a little community centre, and it's the first time I've been at a show in fucking ages where I'm working a match and I'm not promoting. And I'll tell you what, I was lost. I was there for
Yeah.
hours, and I'm looking around. I'm going, all right, cool, yeah, fine. And then you kind of go into coach mode. It's like you listen to people talking, planning their matches. You're going, I'm the old guy in the locker room going, oh, what are you doing that for? What are you doing that bump? Why do you want to bump on the apron? That's just daft. That's stupid. You're going to hurt yourself. And it was one of the funniest. One of the funniest moments was I set Keith up on ropes. He does the 619. Now I'm 6'3", 18 stone. Never done 619 in my life. But we worked to a point where he's draped over the rope, and I went 619, yeah. And I'm thinking, as I'm running off to the other side, I'm thinking, how the fuck am I getting out of this? Because I've never done one. I don't know how to do one, but I'm a heel anyway, so that's right. And literally, as I'm crossing the ring towards him, one of the lads in the back thought he pressed the light switch. He hit the fire alarm, set the fire alarm off. So I'm halfway across the ring. The fire alarm goes off, and I went, oh, kicked him in the face. I went, is there a fire? Do we need to? It was like, it was just the funny, but it's, yeah, the world's chat. It's a very different world now from what it was, from what I'm used to. I love the promoter thing. I love doing the wrestler thing, but it's also, I do feel very lost if I'm not the guy kind of rushing around answering a million
Yeah,
and one questions. And
I do the
yeah,
same. Okay, I think I'm one of these. I'm usually I like being a leader and a control. Like with the podcast, I'm kind of the guy that put it together. I'm kind of the boss, even though I actually kind of hate being the boss as such because you're just my mates. We're a team. We're a laugh. But
yeah,
with the rest, it's like like if I'm going to a wrestling show, I like to know what's going on. With DJing, if I go out and I'm not working, man, do I like I'm judging everything. I'm looking for that's would I have gone with that? Nah, I don't know. I'm just looking at the DJ going, I wish I was you. Like, have a night off.
yeah,
Just enjoy a night off and just listen. No, I can't help it. I just want to be involved because my business brain goes into it, and because something you're passionate about, isn't it? It's something you love doing, so you just want to you want to be in control of it as such because you want it to be the best.
yeah, 100%, 100%. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. We
We are at an hour and 6 minutes. Flown by, hasn't it?
I just saw that. I told you you'd have to stop me waffling because I will talk for hours about anything and
I
everything.
listen, mate. I feel like we could literally do this for ages, but there is definitely room for more of this. And like I said, we planted that little seed earlier. I mean, let us get a couple of shows out of the way, get
Yeah.
ourselves established as a dominant force to come take the what can we call it, the Thames title, seeing as we're both the other sides of the river. We've got
Mm.
something there we can come up
So,
with, haven't
best of the
we? The
southeast or something. It's yeah, we could do something that it's
the Dartford International Championship,
yeah, yeah.
the
There you
Dartford
go.
Crossing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll meet on the bridge. We'll do it halfway. We'll do it in the tunnel. That'd be great.
yeah.
See if
Yeah,
anyone
we could
turns
get a
up.
show on the bridge.
Yeah, that'd be great. There's always loads of people there, so we should be fine.
I mean, people have slept up there the last few years ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah, bonkers, mate. Bonkers. No, that's
We can
cool.
get a wrestling banner up there. But that's what I mean. Like again, one of them fake meetings. I said to you, weirdly, I'd heard obviously about you guys doing there because Kim, one of the managers at Ballin, come to Beer Keller every time she finished.
Yeah,
And when she obviously followed me on Instagram, saw that I was doing wrestling, she was like, "Oh, I have wrestling." She was like, "Oh, maybe one day you can have a show come down at the Ballin." I was like, "You don't understand wrestling politics, right? That ain't happening."
yeah, yeah. But
I don't know the guy, but he ain't gonna like that conversation. That's not how we do things, all right? No.
that's not. That's not.
But maybe if I meet him one day, I can try and plant a seed in his head of doing a joint show somewhere.
That's it. We need to do your roster versus mine, the boss versus boss for the main event. There you go. That's
Done. There we
done.
go. Sorted. That's the card sorted.
Yeah,
Essex versus Cutting. Oh, mate, I've already been planning this in my head. We could do a 2 day thing. One in Essex, one in. Yeah, listen,
there you
already
go.
there.
Yeah,
That's
half
the
my
bit
boys
fun.
live up your way anyway, so we're all good.
Exactly. Right. What we'll do is we'll wrap things up, and how we do that is by get you to tell us where people can find you, whether you want to promote just the wrestling, your PT side of it. You can tell anybody anything you want to tell them where to find you.
Fantastic. So we are Genesis Professional Wrestling, and you find us online by typing at Gen Pro Online or Gen Prune Line, as one of the guys used to call it, or one word. We're on most active on Facebook, Instagram. We've got YouTube channel as well, so we'd love a subscription over there if you can, and give us a little share. We've got live events coming up. We're back at Ball in Nightclub on the 14th of September for another double show. So we do a family show at 12 o'clock, over 18s extreme show at 5 p.m. finishes by 8. You get a ticket for the whole day, so 6 hours of wrestling, 14 matches, gets you 20 quid in a nightclub venue. We've got early bird sale on for 10% off your tickets at the moment as well. Um, We do Snodder Community Centre. That one's on 18th of October, which is Saturday evening. And again, that's a family show. And we've got the Gen Pro Academy, which is based in Maidstone in Kent. Your first session's free. We run a juniors club from 3 p.m. to 4:30 from the age of 8 up to 16. And then from age 16 and above, it's the adults. We train from 4:30 till 7 p.m. Again, first session's free on that. You can then pay as you go. You can do monthly subscriptions, whichever way works best. But we always try to get you in for your free taster, see if you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you before we actually commit to anyone training. We do ring training two times a month usually. The schedule varies around our show profile. So for argument's sake, this month we've got TKO, so basic mats training on Saturday. We've got ring training on Sunday, and then we've got the same again next week. And they're in different locations at the moment as we're kind of growing our business, trying to get ourselves into our own premises. Personal training wise, online, I'm at Jon Moores PT or jmpt.online on my website. Been a personal trainer I've been in business just over 10 years now, starting in 2015. And I train all range of people I've got a couple of my wrestling students who train with me, but I've got 60-year-old cancer survivors. I've got a 67-year-old former lorry driver. I've got a lady with neurofibromatosis.
I can't say either.
Loads and loads of different conditions that people have. And it's all kind of like, most of my personal training stuff is around mental health and just being confident in the gym. A lot of people, they don't know what they're doing, so they want a bit of guidance. They want someone to hold their hand when they're in the gym and go, these are the machines that you do, these are the exercises that you do, this is how you eat properly. And it's kind of more of like a buddy helping you navigate your way through a healthier lifestyle, losing weight, than it is. I can do the horrible boss bastard, like, come on, do your push-ups. But I always find it's let's get you in there, get you moving, path of least resistance, and the guys get great results.
That gimmick for the wrestling world.
Exactly. It's when they cross over that's the problem. I'll tell you a funny story. I had a former MC. I'll finish with this one. Former MC Mike. He was chatting to one of my. So a girl had just signed up with me. I was PTing her friend, and he was. So on the show, Mike's a musician, and he's my MC. And he's messaged me going, look, I'm really sorry, mate. I've got a gig on Saturday night. I can't do the show. I'll come down in the afternoon. I hope you set the ring up, put all the equipment out, but I can't do the MC bit. And at the time, we were training Mike up to wrestle for us. Mike Silvers is his Instagram profile. He's training up to wrestle with us, and we're going into this whole, like, I'm the boss, I'm the bully. He's like a big beard, top knot drummer. So I'm sort of bullying him, and I'm being like horrible bastard to him, everything else. And he did this thing called a sausage roll, where he would run up the ring, barrel roll into the ring, come up, big pose. And so I said, okay, what we're going to do, we'll get the juniors in the ring chanting sausage roll, sausage roll. You do your sausage roll, I'll catch you doing it, and I'll send you home. And then sit in your car, cut a promo, and say, John's just sent me home for the day. I don't know if I'm sacked. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not going to be at the show tonight. I'm really sorry, guys. This is all on show day. We're doing it on show day at the venue, everything else through social media and that. And he's then sending me screenshots. There were two wrestlers who messaged him and went, is this legit? And this girl that I just started PTing, who was mates with him and all the rest of it, and she's gone, I can't believe John's done that. He's such an arsehole. She ghosted me and didn't take up the rest of her sessions in the gym with me. And I'm like, that's just fucking bonkers. It's like, just, you're working people. And it was all because it's like, and again, he's texting me messages. He's kayfabing it as well. He's going like, John's a bastard. I don't know if he's sacked me. I don't know what he's done. I'm like, dude, you've just cost me business. You're making me look like a legit bastard. So it's.
Told me to live the gimmick, and I'm living it. Yeah, don't live the gimmick and ruin my life.
Don't cross over. As I say, there was something happened on Sunday night, and I'm like, I don't know if that should ever see the light of day, because it paints me a light as my character. But if people can't disassociate the character from the man, it's like, maybe we should do that. But that's part of the business. Just work everybody.
Take the compliment that it shows that what you're doing is working.
Well, exactly. That's what you can do. But no, it's been lovely talking to you, man.
Too much of a good. Mate, honestly, it's been a pleasure. We are obviously at Talk Dork Podcast on everything, at Talk Dork Wrestling as well, with TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. No, not Instagram. We haven't got a wrestling part of it. It's all through the at Talk Dork Podcast. Don't forget as well, we have our next show, October 26th, Basildon Sport and Leisure Club, or you'll like this one, John, as we like to call it, Basildon Square Garden. October 26th, back in time. Some of the guys that you saw at the last show will be returning, and we've got some newbies, maybe someone international, but we'll talk about that at another time. Don't forget, as well, as we always say, if you're a card collector and you want to get your cards graded, go to treefroggrading.com. Use the code TWD15 for 15% off. I'm Ryan. That is John. John, it's been an absolute pleasure and honor, mate. Thank you so much. See you later.
Pleasure. Thank you.